All right, people. I think it's that time. I know we all want to move on from the events of yesterday afternoon. I know we all want to forget about that game. The reasons why are pretty obvious. It's not even a bad loss. It's beyond that. It's a loss where things are so ugly you just want to set the tape on fire and stop thinking about it. And those games are going to happen, especially with this team. So I'm not I'm not saying the world is ending because of that game, of course, but at the same time, yeah, I get it. You don't really want to think about that game anymore because so little went right. 99% of the stuff you tried to do did not work, it felt like. It felt like you were playing against Alabama and you were Saginaw Valley State. It didn't look like an NFL game. But we got to pick through it. We got to pick through it. We got to try to figure out something we can learn. Maybe there's some important lessons somewhere in the data. Maybe there's just, something we can glean from all this mess. So we're gonna do our snap counts. It is Monday, and we're gonna go through. But I'll say it right now, on a very basic level, this is hideous. We ran less than 50 plays on offense, less than 50, and the 49ers had more than 75. That's a recipe for getting killed. That's how you get blown out. That's how you embarrass yourself. You get what you deserve when you can't stay on the field on offense and you can't get off the field on defense. 76 to 49 in terms of offensive plays run. That tells you that both sides of the ball completely failed. So to anybody out there who's trying to put all the blame on one side, there's no way you can do that after a game like that. There's so much blame to go around, you can't possibly put it all on one side of the ball. Okay, so let's start with the offense. 49 snaps, and the running backs, not surprising given the fact that we were trailing pretty much the whole game. Travis Homer actually led the team in snaps with 22. He got almost half the snaps. Rashad Penny was right behind him with 20. And Kenneth Walker was third with 12. DJ Dallas and Nick Bellore both got in for a pair of snaps on offense as well. And look, when you're playing from behind and everyone knows you got to pass, you're going to play Travis Homer because Travis Homer is a great blocker. He's a great pass catcher. Haven't seen him with the ability to do very much pass catching yet this year, but it makes sense that when you're playing from behind the entire game, Homer gets that many snaps. So we have indeed seen that Walker is going to get most of his carries from the Penny share, and other than that, that's really all you can learn. Dallas getting a couple snaps doesn't really mean anything. I don't think Bellore getting snaps means anything. The interesting thing here maybe is that I saw some plays where we had Penny and Walker on the field at the same time in the backfield. Not just the Wildcat plays too, by the way. I saw some plays with Gino under center, Walker lined up as a fullback, and Penny lined up as a tailback. So that's kind of interesting. But other than that, all you can really say is that Penny's going to be the lead running back, Homer's going to be the lead third down back, and Walker's going to spell Penny, and that's good. The hard part now is actually getting them to a point where they can be productive, getting them the ball enough and letting them dictate control of the game. Okay, wide receivers, very similar to last week, 45 snaps apiece for Metcalf and Lockett, so they missed a grand total of 4 plays each. Pretty standard. You're going to have the occasional set where you just don't really use receivers or you only have one, especially in this offense with all the tight ends we use. Dwayne Eskridge had 6 snaps, so I guess we're going the right way here. Yeah. I know he got a catch on the final play of the game, which I didn't even see because I'd already turned it to red zone. But I don't know what to say about it anymore. It's like he doesn't know the offense, but there's no reason why he shouldn't know the offense. So it's crazy. It's crazy the fact that he can't even get on the field when he does the jet sweeps and fly sweeps better than anyone else on this team. Are we abandoning that? Or there's so much to unpack there. I may have to make another video about all that. Anyway, Goodwin is the clear number 3 receiver with 26 snaps. He didn't really do anything in this game, but I mean, so many players didn't do anything in this game. How am I going to hold it against Marquise Goodwin of all people? Pennyhart had a snap, and that's it for the receivers. And as for the tight ends, kind of the predictable usage, maybe not as much as you would have expected, but Noah Fant played a little more than half the snaps, 26. Dissly played just under half, 23. Parkinson played the least with 14. Still significant. And none of the tight ends really did all that much. Dissly actually had 2 catches for 0 yards, which is hard. Fant had a couple of catches, but he's still not being a difference maker in this offense. And I didn't really see much of anything from Parkinson. So what else are you going to say other than we did not get to execute our game plan against the Niners on offense, if you assume that the game plan we saw against Denver is a significant piece of what it is that we're trying to do. Use a lot of tight ends, use some 3 tight end sets, and make them the focal point of the offense. Didn't happen this week. We'll see if it happens in future weeks. Defense. Okay, 76 snaps. That's how you... that's another step to having a really bad game, being on the field way too much. And this is a problem going back to last year. This is a problem going back to, I believe, the year before. Defense can't get off the field. Offense can't stay on the field. So, Poona Ford, 63 snaps in one game. That's a problem. And it's a problem created from the fact that we had Shelby Harris active when we knew he was possibly not going to be able to play effectively in this game. And then you only get 3 snaps out of him. And then he has to sit out the whole rest of the game, and you're rolling with basically 4 defensive linemen the whole game. And I know Harris apparently re-aggravated the injury in pregame, but the fact that he was able to only play 3 snaps tells me his pre-existing injury was part of the reason why that occurred. So, just a little bit of personnel mismanagement. Maybe you could have deactivated somebody else, like Sidney Jones didn't play. If you're not going to play him, deactivate him and promote Adams. We had a couple people in the chat last night bring that up, and it's a really good point. Poona Ford playing 63 snaps. That's how you wear him out. Al Woods, 41. It's a little more than half the snaps, but it's still way too many for a guy that old. 33 for Monet. That's a little more like it. I can get behind that. Quinn Jefferson, 43. Sure. But when you're putting this much on a guy like a Poona Ford, you're not going to get bang for your buck. And that's disappointing. That's a definite and clear mistake. Edge rushers, the usual. Darrell Taylor at 53. Nwosu at 55. So those guys right now are playing too much. But with Alton Robinson out and Mafe not being fully trusted, there isn't a ton we can do about it. Hopefully as the year goes on, we can reduce their workload a little bit more. But as of right now, they are playing a little too much. Mafe got 23 snaps, which is good. Daryl Johnson, one of the quote-unquote newcomers, got 18, which is nice. But not having Alton Robinson right now hurts. We could really use that 5th guy to really help take the edge off of Nwosu and Taylor. So I hope this rotation gets a little cleaner to where guys like Taylor and Nwosu are only playing maybe 45 to 50 snaps a game. Obviously, it's going to help when the total number of snaps goes down. But still, I look at this and I go, the number is too dang high. Inside linebacker, interesting note here. Brooks played every snap like he pretty much is always going to do this year, which is correct. Barton played every snap except for 3, and I believe those 3 snaps were taken by Nick Bellore, if you do the math. So Bellore actually got a little bit of burn at linebacker. Good for him. Always fun to have a two-way player, but I don't know what we can learn from that, really. And finally, let's go to cornerback, and you can really see where our depth is being tested right now at cornerback. Tariq Woolen plays almost every snap. Michael Jackson plays almost every snap, 73 apiece. And I got to say, I think Woolen played a good game. Jackson, he had some penalties, but I didn't think he played bad outside of the penalties. Now, the penalties are a big deal, but it happens. And then you have Kobe Bryant playing 50 snaps as a nickel corner, and to my eyes, he's not a nickel corner. He doesn't have the quickness to play nickel. He is an outside corner, and right now we're forcing him into that nickel role because we don't have anybody else. And that's understandable for the time being, but I'm really hoping that Trey Brown comes back and can play nickel, and Kobe gets to move to being a reserve outside corner behind Woolen and Jackson. Or maybe even behind Burns and Jones, because one way or the other, to me right now, Kobe doesn't look like he's ready to play in the NFL. I like him. I think that, excuse me, I think that he will be a good player, but right now Kobe doesn't look like he's ready to be a positive contributor to the Seahawks. This obviously wasn't as viscerally bad as getting beat for a 67-yard touchdown on your second play in the NFL, but he was not good. I didn't like what I saw, and I think his skill set is not suited for nickel corner. Finally, safety. Both starting safeties played every snap, 76 apiece, Quandre and Josh Jones. I don't think either guy played very well, especially Diggs, who really should not be missing tackles right now. He is one of the veterans on this defense. He is somebody who's been in the league for a while. He should know how to tackle. And Josh Jones, who I've supported and I like. You watch him play over the course of a full game, and you can't help but think to yourself, this guy might be a little too slow-footed to be an every down starter. So maybe we do need to go get that Jaquizzy Tart type guy. I don't know. But I'm going to let that one play out over the course of a few weeks here. Okay, there's your Snap Count Monday. Let me know what you guys think. If anything, some interesting stuff. But at the end of the day, it's the same problem we had last year. The offense isn't playing enough, and the defense is playing too much. That's how you get blown out. That's how you wear out your players. That's how you get bad results, period. All right, I'll see you guys later tonight on probably going to do some Twitch during the Monday night doubleheader. Hope to see you there, and go Hawks.